Let's start with attitudes. Attitudes are the direction a person's mind prefers. An extroverted attitude is turned outwards towards objects. An introverted attitude is turned inwards towards the subject. This is because in order for anything to happen in psychology, you need a subject to think about stuff and objects for it to think about. Extroversion loves objects and wants to align itself as much as possible with objective data, neglecting any subjectively arising ideas, kind of like a lemming ignoring its nagging doubts as it follows its herd off of a cliff. Introversion is scared to death of objects, so it turns inwards and seeks to align with subjective ideas despite objective data, kind of like an old man refusing to leave his house during a volcanic eruption because he doesn't believe volcanoes can erupt. Then there are functions. Functions are mental processes which vary in nature depending on whether their attitude is extroverted or introverted. There are two kinds of functions, rational and irrational. Rational functions judge stuff. They develop a list of criteria and see if things are up to snuff. There's two ways to judge. Thinking judges if something makes logical sense. A equals B, B equals C, therefore A equals C. Feeling judges if something is good or desirable. A is good, B is bad, therefore we should choose A. Irrational functions perceive stuff. They want to understand and see as much of something as possible, taking it for what it is without making any decision about it. There are two ways to perceive. Sensation perceives reality, or the actual stuff itself. It is what it is. Intuition perceives possibilities and potential, ignoring the actual stuff in favor of what the stuff could be. Sensation thoroughly analyzes all information to predict what will happen, while intuition makes inspired leaps that somehow usually get a generally accurate picture. Sensation believes actions speak louder than ideas, while intuition believes ideas are the necessary blueprints of action. When the four functions are performed in two different directions, you get 8 basic psychological types, or cognitive functions. Extroverted thinking bases its judgment criteria on objective facts and data. It is inductive, using collections of objective facts to form logical conclusions with which it governs its life. It adheres to them obstinately, and is notorious for destroying anything in their way. It's goal-oriented, liking to have a logical, definite destination to strive for as efficiently as possible. Extroverted feeling bases its judgment criteria on objective values or standards of goodness. This makes it very accommodating, as it seeks to do things that are in alignment with generally accepted standards of excellence or beauty, doing things because they please and comfort in general. Introverted thinking bases its judgment criteria on logical but subjective ideas. It is deductive, seeking out all the natural ramifications or effects of a set of premises, building a virtual system in their mind. It seeks the logical integrity of a system over its actual accomplishment in reality. Introverted feeling bases its judgment criteria on subjective values and passions. It has deep-seated feelings and intense inner passions, but they are inwardly turned, so they are not naturally expressed on the outside. They are also isolated to the subject alone, making it naturally idiosyncratic and individualistic, valuing and respecting the right to live according to the dictates of your own conscience and no one else's. Extroverted sensation perceives reality. This function has the most accurate and down-to-earth understanding of reality, sharp and matter-of-fact as a photograph. It's incredibly realistic. Actual experience always trumps any abstract concept or idea for the obvious reason that it is actual experience. Its ultimate motivation is better apprehension and experience of what's really going on in reality. Extroverted intuition perceives possibilities. It can sense which ideas or objects have the most potential and predict the general vector that objects or ideas will take in the future. This gives it both a skill and thirst for innovation, always trying to bring a new possibility to fruition, looking at things from every angle in order to feed its creative thirst, which lends to a distinct cleverness in solving problems but a notoriously fleeting attention span. Introverted sensation perceives subjective reality. This means that rather than perceiving the object itself, it paints the object in its mind and stores the painting away to reference when a similar situation arises. The painting thus imbues the experience with the subject's interpretation of it, and that interpretation, whether good or bad, is recalled in similar situations. This makes it cautious when approaching the unknown and a tendency towards routine, because the routine has proven itself effective before. Introverted intuition perceives subjective possibilities. The opposite of extroverted sensation, it relies the least upon the object. It may be inspired to contemplation by an object, but rather than perceive where the object itself is going, it searches after possible ideas or concepts the object inspires in the subject. It is a contemplative function, seeking for more and more compelling ideas. Over time, it weaves many ideas into one compelling theory or vague vision that they must do something about. So although its visions arouse almost completely isolated from reality, it is for this very reason that they can help add fresh ideas and understanding to the world when it presents its vision. So, in review, extroversion is turned towards objects, introversion is turned towards the subject. Rational functions make judgments. Thinking judges if it makes sense, feeling judges if it's desirable. Irrational functions perceive stuff. Sensation perceives reality, intuition perceives possibilities. Extroverted thinking is inductive. Extroverted feeling is accommodating. Introverted thinking is deductive. Introverted feeling is individualistic. Extroverted sensation is photographic. Extroverted intuition is innovative. Introverted sensation is recording. Introverted intuition is contemplative. Whew! Thanks for watching.